Hello friends, in this video we are going to see the 500 Kenyan Shilling standard circulation banknote, which was launched in the years from 2003 to 2010 by the government of the Republic of Kenya. These banknotes were printed by the Central Bank of Kenya and were printed at De La Rue, which is also known as Thomas De La Rue or Thomas De La Rue and Company, TDLR, London, United Kingdom. Now let us see the physical structure of the banknote. It is a rectangular-shaped banknote made from paper material. It is printed using the intaglio technique, that is, raised printing technique, which can be felt by soft touch on the note surface. The predominant colors of the banknote are green and red colors. The size of the banknote is 147 mm by 78 mm. The banknotes printed in the years from 2003 to 2004 were printed without cornerstone watermark, and the banknotes printed from the year 2005 were printed with cornerstone watermark. Now let us discuss the obverse side of the banknote. When the note is observed from the left to right side, we can see that it has a denominational numeral 500 in English on all the four corners of the note. Next, it has the date of printing of the note. Next, it has a watermark, which consists of the image of an African lion head, and the value of the note 500 in electrotype. Next, it has an image of an African lion head. Next, it has an elephant as a see-through registration, which can be seen on both sides of the note. Next, at the center, it has an intaglio portrait of Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, the first president of the Republic of Kenya, who is lauded as the father of the nation. Next, it has an image of Mount Kenya as background image. It is the highest mountain in Kenya, and the second highest, after Mount Kilimanjaro in neighboring Tanzania, in Africa. Next, it has the text Benki Kuu ya Kenya in Swahili language. Next, below the text, it has the text Central Bank of Kenya in English language. Next, it shows the emblem, coat of arms, of Republic of Kenya, which features two lions, which is a symbol of protection, holding spears and a traditional East African Maasai shield. The shield and spears symbolize unity and defense of freedom. The shield contains the national colors, representing black for the people of Kenya, red for the bloodshed during the struggle for freedom, green for the agriculture and natural resources, white for unity and peace. On the shield is a rooster holding an axe while moving forward, portraying authority, the will to work, success, and the break of a new dawn. The shield and lion stand on a silhouette of Mount Kenya containing in the foreground examples of Kenya agricultural produce, that are coffee, pyrethrum, sisal, tea, maize and pineapples. The coat of arms is supported by a scroll upon which is written the word Harambee. In Swahili, Harambee means all pulled together or all for one. Next, below the emblem, coat of arms, of Republic of Kenya, it has the lettering legal tender for 500 shillings in English. Next, below the lettering, it has the denominational value shilingi 500 in Swahili. Next, below the denominational value, it has the lettering the first president of Kenya, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta in English. Next, it has the lettering for the board of directors in English, and it also has the signatures of the governor of the Central Bank of Kenya and the board member. Next, it has a windowed security thread, which is an embedded metallic thread running vertically. The thread is imprinted with the demetallized letters CBK and the numeral 500 in an alternating pattern, and when the note is seen in light, the thread is visible from both sides of the note. Next, it has a latent image patch, which shows the denominational numeral of the note 500 in English. The latent image patch also glows brightly under ultraviolet light. Next, it has asymmetrical serial numbers in English, in which the asymmetrical serial numbering style has progressively larger digits in adjacent positions. The serial numbers are printed vertically in red fluorescent ink on the top left side, and printed horizontally in black magnetic ink on the bottom right side of the note. And next, it has microtext in lettering BKYK in Swahili language. in lettering Central Bank of Kenya in English language, and in lettering Peace, Love, Unity in English language. Now let us discuss the reverse side of the banknote. When the note is observed from the left to right side, we can see that it has a denominational numeral 500 in English on all the four corners of the note, and next, at the center, it features the central picture, which consists the images of parliamentary mace, Parliament building in Nairobi, shield and spears. The parliamentary mace of Kenya is a highly ornamented, 4.5-foot-long ceremonial staff that serves as the official symbol of the authority and dignity of the Kenyan Parliament and the Speaker. Its presence is a constitutional and traditional requirement for the National Assembly and the Senate to lawfully convene, debate, and pass legislation. The mace, which is made of a blend of gold and ivory coatings, weighs approximately 12.5 kilograms and is decorated with the Kenyan coat of arms. The sergeant at arms is the custodian of the mace and carries it in procession to the table in the chamber at the start of each sitting. When the House resolves into a committee of the whole, the mace is moved to a lower position to indicate a change in the procedural rules. The Parliament buildings in Nairobi are the seat of the Kenyan Parliament. The buildings were constructed in 1954 and became the home of the colonial legislature of the Kenya colony, the Legislative Council of Kenya, which sat there until 1963, when the council was replaced by the National Assembly. The buildings, known before 1963 as the Legislative Buildings, were designed by prominent modernist architect Amos Connell and the town planning advisor to the Kenyan colonial government, Harold Thornley Dyer. The Parliament has an English-style clock tower, which was a design requirement to have the legislative buildings echo the Palace of Westminster and Big Ben. Jomo Kenyatta, Kenya's first Prime Minister and President, is buried on the estate. The shield and spears are significant national symbols in Kenya, prominently featured on the Kenyan flag and coat of arms, where they represent the nation's readiness to defend its freedom and unity. They are also deeply rooted in the cultural heritage of the Maasai people. The primary meaning behind the shield and two crossed spears in the national flag and coat of arms is the defense of the country's independence, unity, and its people. The emblem is a traditional Maasai shield, complete with characteristic red, white, and black colors and patterns, reflecting the Maasai people's warrior culture and their historical role as fierce defenders of their land. These items symbolize courage, authority, and the will to protect their community and livestock. The shield and spears are centered on the flag's tricolor bands of black, red, separated by white fimbriation, and green, each color also having a specific meaning. Black for the people of Kenya, red for the bloodshed during the fight for freedom, green for the natural landscape, and white for peace. Here, we reach the end of this video. Hope you liked it. Thank you very much for watching the video. See you soon. Goodbye.